Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is one of the most influential artists of all time because of his single Crank That. He revolutionized the way music was marketed by the way he used
the internet.
He promoted on sites like LimeWire and a site called SoundClicks, which I guess exists. And he opened the door for success of artists like Chief Keef, Riff Raff, Migos, and all the SoundCloud era artists like Lil Yachty, Lil Pump, Lil Uzi, and 21 Savage. Pretty much every trap artist or SoundCloud artist were influenced by Soulja Boy in one way or another. But even with this influence, Soulja Boy has been under the radar for the past decade, aside from maybe a popular song or a meme that'll pop up every once in a while. And the other day, I got curious and I was thinking, what's Soulja Boy up to? So I went to his Spotify page, and to my surprise, I saw 28 albums. What? When did this happen? Well, now out of nothing but morbid curiosity, I need to review them all. But obviously, since there's 28 of these albums, I can't do it all by myself. So I recruited some friends to help me out. Here are the people that are going to help me out. Nicholas Rogers, Bozo Pete, Mickey T, Bengino, Baz Reviews, Rough Criminal, and Jeremiah from Rap Cornball. All these people to help me review these albums, and I still had a few mental breakdowns. So let's just get into it. Okay, now the way I'm going to rank these albums is with a tier list because I'm unoriginal. So we're going to start off with the first album in the Soulja Boy discography called Unsigned and Still Major, the album before the album. Let me just say, I fucking hate this album so much. It's awful. I wrote down some notes and the first note I said was, I wanna die. So that should just show you how bad this is. In every song, he repeats the same phrase for 4 fucking minutes. I'm not against a song repeating a chorus or repeating a hook, but for 4 minutes, it's way too much. This album sounds like a skit meme rap thing that Trevor Wallace would make for his YouTube channel. This album has 18 4-minute songs and it's over an hour long. I hate all the songs, especially Was Hananan. I refuse to believe that that song even exists. It's so bad. I made it up, I think. This album is the first F tier, and it's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Now it's time for SouljaBoyTellHim.com. This album is the one that has Crank That on it. And let me just say, this album is good, and I really like it. So many bangers, like Crank That and Donk. Bapes is on the album again from the last album, and I don't like that song. I know a lot of people do, but not me. It's not for me. Soldier Girl is on this album. It is a love banger. It's so good. I think the production on here, although it may be a little bit weird at times with the mixing, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty original. It shows personality. This album gets an A tier for me. It's amazing. Now it's time for the best album ever made. I, Soulja Boy, Tell 'Em. Turn My Swag On slaps. Booty Got Swag is perfect. Hey You is a classic. And Kiss Me Through the Phone is the song of the generation. The production on this album is even better than the last album, and it's way cleaner for a lot of the songs. I really think this is the album where Soulja Boy tried his hardest to just make like a really put together good album, and I really enjoyed it. S tier. Okay, now it's time for the fourth album, The DeAndre Way. This album has a lot of good songs on it. Touchdown, Hey Cutie, Speakers Going Hammer, 30,000 Million, Pretty Boy Swag, all of them slap. I do have to say though, this album was the start of Soulja Boy kind of leaving the mainstream. It's still less than his past two, and it just went downhill from here. But I give this album an A tier. Okay, Paranormal Activity. It has a more unique style than his past records, but there's a DJ on this album, and he is very annoying. Going from Call Me If You Get Lost to this, where there's DJ drama, and then whoever the fuck is on this album doesn't work. On this album, he's actually writing like full verses, and he did that kind of on the other albums, but a lot of the songs were just kind of like repetitive club bangers, which is fine if it's good. I enjoyed this album a lot, but there's a lot of long-winded songs, which is probably my biggest no-no for Soulja Boy, so I'm gonna put this in the B tier. Now we are on to Pretty Boy Millionaire by Soulja Boy and Lil B. This was the first album I had a mental breakdown with. I recorded a clip of me reacting to it, and let me just say, it's bad. Okay, I'm in the middle of listening to PBM, Pretty Boy Millionaires by Soulja Boy and Lil B, and like, hold on, just listen to this. There's a song called The World So Cold, And honestly, it was one of my favorite songs up until this point on the track on the album. And it's like a more sentimental song. But listen to this line.
Girls getting raped, only 9 years old. Police attack.
What the fuck? This is supposed to be like a sad song talking about why the world is so bad, and it would be okay. It'd be fine if this wasn't the next song.
She comes my way and I flip her like bricks. I'm a fucker and I ram her. I fuck her and I jam her. I'm a fucker and I ram her. I fuck her and I jam her. I'm a fucker in her mouth. I'm a fucker in her ass. I'm a fucker.
Bro. Bro. You can't go from talking about a 9-year-old being sexually assaulted to talking about how you're fucking young bitches. You can't do that. What the fuck? The worst part is that it's literally called Meet Young Bitch Remix after the song where they talked about girls being molested. Like, bro, what the fuck is this? Bro, what the fuck is this? The tonal, like, inconsistency here, what the fuck? You can't do that. All right, I'm putting this album into F tier. Fuck this album. It is so bad. Next up is King Soulja, which is just, it's just bad. It sounds like bad meme rap, and I can't tell if he's being serious at all, and I don't know. I just have nothing else to say about it. It's just so bad. E tier. Okay, I need to take a break after PBM and King Soulja, so I'm going to give it to Nicholas Rogers for Skate Boy and Bozo Pete for Super Dope. Please enjoy.
Skate Boy is literally if Soulja Boy opened up FL Studio and learned how to copy and paste. Every song sounds the same, and it's an hour long. It's annoying. The song Tear It Up is pretty decent, I'd say, out of all of them, and the song Ocean Gang actually is ear grating, and I wish I never heard it. It honestly, after listening to this album, I realized why the first track is called God Forgive Me, because he sinned on this record hardcore. This thing fucking sucks.
What's up, gamers? It's your boy, the Gummy Bear Album. Now, Ryan has tasked me with talking about an album by Soulja Boy. Super dope. Now, this album is about as generic as they come. It's essentially the epitome of those fucking racist white guys who are like, I only listen to Eminem, none of that mumble crap. The first song, Fire, is essentially Soulja Boy moaning, I got the streets on fire, over a shitty trap beat, but he has autotune on, but he doesn't need autotune, you know? So it just brings the song down like 200%. But there are two songs I want to talk about. Extraterrestrial and Harder. Extraterrestrial is a 7-minute song, while Harder is a 12-minute song. Soulja Boy, you aren't Tool. You aren't Swans, boss. That shit wasted my time. But, you know, I'm glad to do it for science, for the greater good of mankind. So, I give this album the Jackson seal of disapproval, 2 out of 10.
I am now recovered from PBM and King Soulja, so let's keep going. I'm now going to King Soulja 3, which is the second album in the King Soulja series. I guess he just skipped King Soulja 2, but whatever. But this album has a feature from Migos and Rich the Kid, and they did a pretty good job, I must say. I noticed that the mixing on the 808s was super bad though. Like, they are super quiet and the 808 drops just suck. But there are some catchy songs on it. The features were pretty nice. Soulja Boy didn't do that bad of a job, so I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Okay, now I'm gonna start doing some speed rounds because there's way too many albums. All right, next album is called Loyalty. It is pretty good. OG Gas is a good song. The 808s need to hit harder though, and the autotune sucks. B tier. King Soulja 4. 808s are hard. Rick Ross feature sucks. Mix it with Prada shows how deaf he is with autotune, and the songs are too fucking long. D tier. Next album is Plug Talk, and it's just boring. D tier. S Breezy. Autotune crooning, very generic. 808s don't hit at all. D tier. Stacks on Deck has Lil Yachty, and he's pretty good, but the rest of it is pretty bad. D tier. Ignorant Shit with Bow Wow. It's a collaboration record. Bout Paper is a 5-minute song that should be 2 minutes. It's not good, but there are lots of catchy songs, and Bow Wow carries hard. The 808s don't hit though. I don't know what's up with his mixing. C tier. Okay, now we're on Better Late Than Never, and I have a lot to say about this one. The 808s are so low, and the mixing on this is fucking horrible. How are you gonna make an album with trap bangers when there's no 808 bang? The 808s are too fucking quiet. Yachty was on this again, and he carried his song, but the beat is mixed so low, and it sounds like he's rapping through a Turtle Beach headset. Just listen to this. Like, what the fuck is that? E tier. It's fucking horrible. I'm taking another break. Mickey T, you go ahead.
So I just finished listening to Soulja Boy's Real Soldier for Life mixtape, which came out in 2016, and yeah, surprise, surprise, it's hot garbage. When I started the mixtape, it actually wasn't too bad for a beginning. It actually had some decent cuts in Trap Spot and Rockstar, and the production was actually fine for Soulja Boy standards, so I actually had hope that this project wouldn't be utter garbage. And then it kept going, and going, and going, and going, and going, and you know how this goes, it ends up turning into a hot mess. I mean, there's not much I can really say about it. Like, the production is really shitty on a lot of these tracks, it's really generic. Soulja Boy's hooks, as always, are absolutely terrible and mind-numbing. The mixes on some of these beats are absolutely piss poor, the features are boring, and it was just hell. That's all that needs to be said. 3 out of 10.
Okay, now we're on King Soulja 7. Guess we skipped 5 and 6, but this one was pretty decent. Whole Lot of Money is good and High as Fuck slaps too. Song Trial has Sean Kingston on it, and it's alright. He made another song called Bankroll. I think Soulja Boy has about 7 songs called Bankroll in his discography, and I'm pretty sure all of them suck. Okay, now I'm just gonna let Bengino and Baz Reviews take the next 2 albums because I am tired and I want to take a nap, so enjoy.
Recently, I've been tasked with reviewing Soulja Boy's Big Soulja album, which came out in 2017. Oh my goodness gracious, this is not it. I tell you what, this is just not it. This album was so unlistenable to me. Like, I think it was about 40 minutes long, but it felt like literally 2 hours. It's so bad, and I just couldn't listen to it. I couldn't bear it, and I don't wish my worst enemies to even listen to this either. Like, Chinese water torture, like the dripping thing, no, nothing compared to this shit. Nothing. So without further ado, let's get into the complaints. Too many gun sound effects and explosions. What the fuck? It seems like every other song has this terrible audio of a gun cocking, shooting, and then explosions. Like, come on, bro. How many do you fucking need? It's like half the budget went to just going on YouTube, looking up gun sound effects and explosion sound effects that are stock and, you know, have the thumbnail of, like, the little fucking speaker, and just dragged it into YouTube to MP3 and then just chucked it in the song wherever he saw fit, which is like in the intro. Like, there were so many where it was like the intro was just click, click. The mixing is just straight up awful. Like, it sounds like a high schooler made this, and trust me, I know what that sounds like. Like, I would rather listen to a high schooler's, like, EP that he advertises on his Snapchat story than this fucking album. This album is so fucking bland. It is about as bland as a rice cake. Like, come on, bro. At least add some salt. At least add a little bit of pepper on there. You know what I'm saying? Throw some seasoning on there. But there's just nothing. It's nothing. It's so generic. Like, if you... This is like what adults think rap is. Like, literally. It sounds so bland. Touching back on sound effects earlier, there is this weird noise that plays at the beginning of the following songs: Trappin' and Cappin', Walk in the Mall, Good, and Bankroll. That just sounds like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like a sound effect of, like, you're getting beamed up by a damn alien, bro. It literally sounds like that. Probably my least favorite fucking song on the entire album, and the one that I just had such trouble getting through, is Bankroll, which I'm pretty sure is the last song. It's just so fucking bad. There's no, like, I don't know how to complain about it. It just sounds bad. It's just unlistenable, and I hate it so much. I'm gonna give this 2 gun stock sound effects out of 10. So, Soulja Boy, your album is fucking trash, and Jesus Christ, I don't want to listen to any of your discography.
Hey everyone, I'm here to give a review on Soulja Boy's 2017 album with Young L, Mario, and Domo versus the World. And Ryan, I don't know how you're getting through all 29 of these projects because I couldn't even get through one. The production is very boring, the lyricism is bad, the flows are bad. I don't think there's one redeeming element of this album, maybe other than the first couple of tracks. That's all I got.
Okay. Okay guys, I'm awake now and I'm well rested and it's time to review King Soulja 8. Oh god. Go Crazy has horrible autotune, beats are annoyingly quiet again and have no impact, Back in the Trap has a shitty beat and a whack flow, and this album's just so bad. E tier. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, this is really the last bad Soulja Boy project. Honestly, the rest are like kind of mid tier to actually pretty good, and you know what? I'm happy about that. His next project, Best to Ever Do It, has some bangers like Cotton Candy, which sounds like Playboi Carti and 645 AR. This album is also short, which is a blessing because most of these albums are over an hour long and they suck. New Money kind of sounds like a badly produced Migos song off of Culture 3, and that's a good thing. But some of the tracks on this do have weak production, but I'm still going to give this a C tier. Next up is Big Draco, which has some true bangers like Bitcoin and Freestyle, but Run Up a Bag is so quiet. Like, oh my god, did anyone listen to this when they were releasing it? B tier. All right, the album King. This album is short, which is good, and it has some bangers. It also has Chief Keef on it, which is a plus. He's awesome. All I Do is another laughably quiet song, and I don't know what they were thinking putting this on here. Like, listen to the fucking songs before you put them on the album. Come on, dude. C tier. But since I'm bad at pacing out my friends' reviews, I'm going to hand it over to Rough Criminal and Jeremiah for King Soulja 9 and Swag 3. Enjoy.
Time for my thoughts on Soulja Boy's King Soulja 9. This album was better than I thought it would be. I know the prevailing sentiment of this video is going to be negative, but I'm going to be the one guy to say that Soulja Boy is a pioneer in the internet rap game. This album is nothing special. There's a few hits on here that I enjoy. It's not that interesting or creative, you know, he's just pulling from what's popular right now. But the thing about Soulja Boy that's been a constant his entire career is the fact that he's got a personality. So even hearing these generic trap type beats, the way Soulja Boy raps on them is fun because Soulja Boy is a funny guy. So yeah, I didn't hate this. I can't hate Soulja Boy, I never will.
Swag 3 by Soulja Boy. It's a fucking masterpiece. So let me get this straight. Soulja Boy didn't just release one, but two classics last year, and you losers are stuck talking about Freddie Gibbs, Logic, and Run the Jewels? Talk to me when Killer Mike has a better bar than Whip Up the Chicken, Popeyes. This lack of Soulja Boy love is actually disgusting, and it's what's gonna lead me to my Joker arc. If everyone on the planet were to stop what they were doing and just play some Swag 3, world peace could arise. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy? I love that album, but have you ever heard Swag 3? Probably doesn't need to be said, but I'm feeling a 10.
Wow. What great reviews. Honestly, I think the last few albums are some of Soulja Boy's best. Even though they are kind of generic trap albums, he has a lot of personality on them, and they're pretty enjoyable. And now we're on to his latest album released this year called Soulja World. This released a few months ago, and it was actually pretty good. It was short and catchy, and it had some decent beats. The vocal mixing was a little bit odd, but I can forgive it because there's been some horrible mixing in the past, and compared to the rest of it, it's alright. Throughout the 24-minute runtime, it has 14 tracks, and by the end of it, it still got a little bit old, even though it's so short, but you know what? That's okay. I've listened to worse. This album goes into B tier. Oh my god. that was a lot of albums. I know this video was really negative towards Soulja Boy, but I have a lot of respect for him. The man never quits. He's always working. He's always doing new things with music and business, and you can't deny his influence on music as a whole. So as much as I might hate some of his music, I have to say Soulja Boy, he's a pretty good artist and a really good businessman. I want to say thank you to everyone who sent in reviews for this video. This video took forever to make. I've been working on it since before the last video, which came out 3 weeks ago. Please go follow all the people that were in this video. They all make great content and they're all really nice. You can find their stuff down below. Thank you for sending in reviews again. I also have to say, go follow me on social media also, and go follow me on Letterboxd. I've been using that again. If you don't know what it is, it's a place where like you can track your movies and review them. I keep a list of all the movies that I've seen this year and I rank them. I also have rankings for like Pixar movies and Marvel movies. And if you just want to see what I think about some movies, you can just go on there and check them out. I think it's just kind of fun to do. It's not anything important. But thank you for watching this video. I'm really tired and I'm going to go back to bed. Bye.
I told you it's game over. Only like you when you're sober. Had to cut you off, now I don't give a fuck about you.